Dad, I'm heading out now.
Oh, hey, Piper. You're already heading out of the house now? I feel like it's a bit early for that.
Well, I'm already at the bus stop, actually, and we'll be taking that over to the party.
Wait, so that means you've already made it about a mile away from here?
Come on now, Dad. Don't tell me that you forgot what time the party is supposed to be at today.
What? I thought there was still a few hours until then. Oh, right. The party is going to be happening really soon here. You've been really looking forward to David's going away party, haven't ya?
I sure have been, considering he's my favorite manager and all. And thankfully, he chose to have his party on a Saturday like today, so that the rest of us could come make it out to see him and not have to work during the party. And considering he's been like family and everything to me and did so much for me while we were both working in the company, I have to be there to tell him how much I appreciated all of that.
I'm sure you do.
Is there anything you'd like me to say to David for you tonight? I'm sure he'd love to hear what you'd have to say.
Let me think about that. Well, I'll be seeing him before he takes off myself, so when the time comes, I'll let him know what I have to say, instead of making my own daughter do that for me. I guess I'd like to tell him how happy I am to hear that he took such great care of you.
I knew you'd say that. Well, I won't tell him too much from you tonight, besides that you say hi.
All right, thank you. And I'll talk with him some more later on, maybe when he starts to get himself accustomed to my side of the corporate world.
All right, well, I'm getting on the bus now, Dad.
Have a good night, and get home safe later tonight, please.
Piper? Where are you at right now? Oh, hey, Kylie. I'm just getting on the bus right now to head out to the party. Did you need me to grab anything on my way there? You're getting on the bus to come out to the party? Why? Because I was told that the place that Dad would be having his going away party at would be the bar on the other side of town. And since it's going to be starting soon, I need to get heading over there right about now. Well, that's too bad for you then. The going away party is already done with. What? I told you the wrong time and the wrong place for his party. And starting now, David and I will be heading out on a date with one another. It feels so good to be taking him away from you. Turns out I'm coming home now.
What?
I got on the bus, but then got back off of it before it took off.
What's happened to you? It's only been 5 minutes since you were last texting me, and now you're already wanting to come home? Did someone say something to you?
The time and place of that party were both lies.
They were lies?
Seems the party's already done with now.
Huh?
I gave the bar a call about it too to make sure I wasn't being pranked, and the staff on the other end of the line told me that there were no reserved parties there today. So I was indeed lied to.
I'm having a bit of a hard time understanding why you were lied to, though. What's going on there?
Well, listen. The one in charge of the party happens to be the daughter of the CEO, right?
You're talking about Kylie, right?
That's her. Well, it sounds like Kylie has been in love with David for a while now. She would always talk with me about him during our breaks and such, and for some reason she's come to think of me as a rival of hers when it comes to loving David.
Don't tell me. Was this an act of her picking on you over that, then?
Yeah, I think so. She went ahead and used the going away party as a chance to try to hurt me.
She got such a bad idea of you for no reason at all that she's now advanced to hurting you over it? I wonder if there's anyone else around that's starting to question any of what she's done to you yet or not.
Not that I'm aware of. And from what I've been told by others about her is that she loves to use her dad's position to her own benefit. Everyone in the company knows that if they ever go against her and what she says, she'll go complain to her dad about them and have them fired.
I see. That itself seems like a really bad problem for a company to have, but right now I'm a little bit interested in something else. I wonder if David himself has ever noticed anything about her and the way she acts.
What?
Well, with you and him having been so close all the time, I'm sure he wanted you to be at his going-away party, right? So if you never ended up showing up to that party, he must be a bit concerned and wanting to know why you weren't there, you know? Unless he never was trying to be that close to you, and this was all a part of his plan as well. But why would he ever risk that with you when he has a close relationship to someone like myself as well? At a time like this where he's leaving the company, is it really worth it for him to be causing such drama between us?
That's also a good way of thinking about it. I wonder what happened with David then for him to have let this happen.
I think that Kylie may have played a major part in his reaction to you not being there as well. Would you like me to give him a call or text and see what's been going on his end?
That's a good idea. I think you would be much better at figuring this all out instead of me.
All right, give me a little bit of time to talk with him. Piper, I just got off the phone with David.
How did things go between the two of you?
Well, let's start with the going away party for him. Apparently it's still happening, and it's at the bar that you were told to go to before.
Wait, are you kidding me?
And it doesn't seem that David can be blamed for any of what happened. When I called him, the first thing he asked me was about how my daughter was doing and if there was anything he could do to help.
He was asking about how I was doing? Like I'm sick?
Well, he was told that you weren't able to make it out today because you weren't feeling too good. And then he was told by none other than Kylie not to call or text you because you'd need to go to the hospital, most likely.
What the heck?
After I told him what had really happened to you, he went and had a very loud conversation with Kylie about what the heck was going on there. And well, it sounds like the person who runs that bar is one of Kylie's close friends, so she had told her friend to tell anyone that called the bar asking about what reservations there were to say that none had been made for the night.
So she at the store lying to me as well.
After he'd asked her about that and she gave him that as an answer, I could hear a lot of sound going on in the background, and then I was no longer able to talk with David. I tried to give him another call, thinking that maybe the reception was bad there, but he never picked up the second time.
What? So something really bad must be going on over there then, right?
For the time being, you're better off staying away from that party and not getting involved in whatever it might be.
Excuse me, Piper! What the hell do you think you're doing right now? God damn it! Who the hell do you think you are, getting your dad involved in something that has literally nothing to do with him? Do you have some kind of a father complex going on? This love battle is supposed to be between you, me, and David. Kylie, what kind of a joke are you trying to speak about, calling this a love battle? I'm saying that because you're in love with David as well, right? But here's the thing. I've told you so many times before now that I'm not in love with David. I told you that he's a family friend of mine, and that's how I became so close to him. But nothing about that is because I love him. Then what the hell is it? What is it? Well, you're not able to tell what it is going on between the two of you? No, not that. I mean, he only has a week left before he leaves the company, so I guess I can go ahead and say this to someone like you. What are you talking about? David happens to be my older sister's fiancé. What? Her and David have been going out with one another since high school. You're lying. Then you and him always talking at work was because he'll be marrying my older sister soon, and that makes him like an older brother to me. And recently he and I have been talking to one another a lot because my sister's birthday is coming soon. And we've been thinking of some ideas for presents. Is there any indication of him breaking up with your sister? They both just started to pay for a new house together and have been living in that house for a little under a month now. Huh? They're both planning to hand in their marriage forms on their anniversary. So that's the only reason they haven't already gotten married yet this year. I see. Dad, are you able to talk for a second?
What's going on now? Aren't you supposed to be working again right now?
I just had one thing I wanted to talk with you about really quick before I get back to work. So don't worry about that.
Does it have to do with,
That's right. I'm sure you're going to be hearing from David himself later this afternoon or tonight about that. But Kylie, she's still not giving up on David and seems to be getting more aggressive with her actions now.
Even though she was already told that he's engaged to your sister, right?
For a little bit, she seemed really shocked by the news of that, but it seems that all the information has gone out the other ear now. She called David into the meeting room on our floor and then there gave David an earful before letting him leave. She said that if he doesn't dump my sister right now and start dating her, then she'd use her dad to make it impossible for him to find another job ever again. So she's threatening David now.
She must be forcing herself to be that arrogant. Has the CEO said anything about all of this yet?
I'm going to assume that if he doesn't do as Kylie said, she's going to have her dad call him up to the CEO's office next. And there he'll find out just what kind of hell awaits him after he leaves this company.
Dicey. Piper, how about you leave me in charge of crushing both Kylie and her father?
What?
I'd like you to get to work on handing them your 2 weeks as soon as you can for me. I know that this was always the plan down the road for those two and that company, but we need to take action now in order to keep those who don't deserve to be hurt out of this mess. All right?
I understand. I will go and have a word with David about this as well, but I'm sure he'll be fine with it. Piper, I heard that you went and handed in your 2 weeks today. That's right. And what do you care about me leaving the company now? When are you planning to leave? Well, in 2 weeks would be what most people would expect. My, oh my. You're making it look as though you've already lost me and will no longer be able to fight on anymore crying like you are right now. You're making the right choice through leaving my dad's company with your tail between your legs. Because if you were to have kept it up with your sassy attitude, I would have made sure you had hell to pay for it. Now, all I have to do now is get David to fall into my arms and everything will be perfect for me. Excuse me, Piper, what the hell is going on here? I never heard anything about all of this crap. What's going on, Kylie? I'm no longer working with you anymore, so what could you want with me anymore? Stop trying to play dumb with me right now. What the hell is this about your dad being the CEO of this company's biggest customer, Company A? And David was taken away from this company by your dad's company after he offered him a better salary and benefits. Today was my first time ever hearing about all that crap. And what does it matter to you that my dad is the CEO of Company A? What? Considering that all you ever cared about was using your dad's position as the CEO to take control over the whole company so that they'd do your bidding, I never said anything about my dad. And when it comes to David being hired by my dad, is it really something that you should be concerned about right now? When you still have work you need to be doing at your dad's company? Huh? What the hell? I'm sure that you know nothing about this then, do you? The reason I'm still thinking about him is because he's in love with me, and I know it. It's only a matter of time before David leaves your older sister in the dust and comes running to me. Go ahead and tell your sister this right now for me, please. Sucks to suck having your fiancé stolen by me. I thought I already told you about how they would be handing in their marriage papers at the courthouse on their anniversary date. Well, that anniversary was yesterday. Huh? I was told last night that those two had gotten married and are now husband and wife. You're lying! With all of that being said now, if you continue to cause trouble for my sister and my brother-in-law, there will be some very harsh legal repercussions you'll be met with. Right now, taking your mind off of him would be your best interest. No way. How could a man leave a daughter of a CEO like that? You say that, but my older sister is also the daughter of a CEO. You have to be kidding me. Jesus, what the actual hell is going on now? Did I really do so much to you that it warrants all of this? I never ever did, right? Because of you, my mom went and handed in her divorce papers and left us. Okay, could you please stop it with all the goddamn calling? What the hell do you want this time? I was just told that from next year, all of the contracts your dad has with my company will be terminated. That means 80% of my dad's company profits will drop because of you. Why the hell are you guys able to do that to us? Could you please whine about all of that to someone who is actually related to the topic? You're the daughter of Company A's CEO, though. You do something about all of this right now. You tell your dad to cancel whatever the hell he's thinking of doing with those contracts right now. How about you go and tell that to someone involved with Company A then? And you are the daughter of Company A's CEO. And you think that just because I'm his daughter, I have any right saying things to him about how he runs his company and what he does with his contracts? Huh? You should be more than capable of doing that, right? In my case, I can tell my dad whatever I want and he'll listen to me. For example, I can ask him to lower the salary of those who I find to be too mouthy towards me. And I can ask my dad to raise the salary and promote the positions of those I like and want to make happy. And when it comes to those that I don't like at all, I can ask my dad to have them fired and removed from my site. All of those things have happened before, and I can make them happen again. Does that mean Company B? That's right, that was all my doing. When I went there to deal with the man at the front desk, he was so ugly it pissed me off. With a reason like that, you had him fired? You see, as the daughter of the CEO, you have every right to say what you want to your dad and have him listen to you. Well, what you've been doing is all highly illegal. What? I think that the CEO of Company A, my dad, made the right choice cutting you guys out of the picture. Wait, what? You're going to talk with him about continuing those contracts with us, right? I just told you about all the things I'd done before to make sure that the company went my way, and you can do the same with your dad now as well, all right? Let me give you a reason for why I'm going to say no to what you're asking me still, and make it easier for you to understand. The reason I went and left your dad's company wasn't to go and work for my dad. It was to go and help with my fiancé's family's company. What? I'm not sure why you'd have to be surprised by that, but I have nothing to do with my dad's company, which means that I'm not allowed to say anything to him about what he should be doing. And you've had a man of your own this whole time? Do you remember Ryan? He left the company 2 years ago after working in the sales department for several years. Ryan? That's the bastard that turned me down when I asked him out. I would never forget about his ass. His ass was fired because I told my dad to take care of someone who wouldn't go out with the daughter of the CEO. I also made sure that my dad would make it impossible for him to find another job as well, so he must be nothing more than a shut-in now, right? I'm glad to hear that he's your fiancé now. Wrong. He was never fired, as he had already planned to leave that company before that. Huh? He was taking over his family's cafe, and so for that reason, he planned on leaving the company. And as for me, I've chosen to do the exact same thing since when I marry him soon, we'll be working together at his cafe. What? So you and him have been going out for that long? Yes. After he had told me about his plan to leave the company 2 years ago, he asked me to go on a date with him, and I said okay. What the hell? Now, let's get back to the main topic here. If you're wanting to talk about the contracts being ended by Company A, please go and talk with someone who is connected to all of that conversation. Continuing to talk with me won't get you anywhere and will only make you look like more of a loser than you already are. And actually, you talking to a stranger about your dad's company's private matters like that is making you look even worse as an employee. No, wait, I never meant to do that. Therefore, we can be done here, right? What? I'm about to get on a plane now and head out to my sister's wedding overseas. They're having their wedding overseas? Hold on a second. Putting my phone into airplane mode right now. Goodbye. What the actual hell? Why are all the good men going to other women and not me? I was supposed to be with David and everything was supposed to go my way after he was made the new executive director and everything. You'd better hope that I never find out where you live someday or else I'm going to make you pay for what you've taken from me.
After having confirmed that my company would no longer be doing business after the end of the year and that we'd be cutting back on any sales until then, Kylie's father's company started to go downhill. The company already had a soured image in the eyes of other customers, so after we had announced the plan to leave, a lot of other companies followed suit. Any of the employees there that could tell what outcome was coming for the company began to hand in their 2-week notices and started looking for new jobs. There've been plenty of employees from there that I've begun taking on as well, and a lot of them have told me a good amount of details about what was going on within the company walls during its final hours. Things like Kylie completely losing her mind and asking any man that was still working for her father to go out with her. And at one point even forcing a man to touch her breasts, saying that they should feel nice enough for him to become her husband. She would also ask that her father fire all of the women in the office to increase her chances of getting all the remaining men to go for her. But that ended up further hampering the company's abilities. Most of the men would leave the company as soon as that happened, and a lot of them have now come to work for me in departments ranging from sales to IT. In no time, there was not enough employees in that company to allow it to work properly, and before Kylie's father could do anything about it, the company was closing its doors. I hear that the CEO not only took on a lot of debt after his company went bankrupt, but that he'd also lost his wife and his family. He'll also have to face multiple court cases that have been made against him for wrongful dismissals and things like that at his company. But who knows if he'll even show up for any of them. I'm not really sure what his plans are going to be now, but from what other people have told me who are closer to him, his plan is to take whatever money he has left and go gamble it all away in the hopes that he can make it out big. As for my daughter Piper and her fiancé, they both got married about a month after my older daughter did, and she moved out of my house to go and live with her husband. I guess Piper really started to get all antsy after seeing her sister at that wedding and wanted to do the same thing as well. So both her and her husband had their wedding outside the U.S. in the Bahamas. They've both been working together to run his family's cafe ever since the both of his parents retired, and they're planning to open a second location when they have the time to. One day when Piper was helping close up her husband's cafe, she heard from one of her employees that there was a woman out behind the place going through their garbage, and it was Kylie. When Piper went out there to confront her, Kylie ran off screaming at the top of her lungs in what Piper could only describe to me as some really old and worn clothing, while looking 30 pounds lighter than she was the last time she'd seen her. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story. Hello. This would be me, Travis, the man who was appointed the new CEO of Company D half a year ago. Glad to hear from you, Travis. My name is Drew, and I'm the CEO of Manufacturing Company S, although you must already know that. Well, it's nice to meet you over text here, Drew. I heard from my company that you'd been wanting to talk with me about something earlier. Well, you didn't mishear anything on your end there. I have been trying to work with you guys for a while now, but none of those thick-headed boys in your sales department are listening to me. So I told them that I'd like to have a word with their CEO in private, and that's why I'm speaking with you right now. So that's what ended up happening. Then what can I help you out with, Travis? That factory of yours there, it's been up and running for close to 50 years now, right? That is correct. It was started by my grandfather, who then passed it down to my father, who then passed it on to me. And both of our companies have been working together on different things for some time now, I believe. Your factory, it sure is old, isn't it? You have a good point when saying that, considering that the building itself has been the same since it was first built with very minimal renovations done to it. But when it comes to the actual manufacturing equipment and machinery that we're using here, it has all been updated to some of the most recent products, so don't be concerned about that. No, that's not what I'm talking about there. Old factories like that one you're running happen to cost a pretty penny these days when working with them. Cost a pretty penny? Are you talking about our manufactured products and their prices being pretty expensive? That's right! When it comes to this company, ever since I was made the new CEO of it, I've been working on all sorts of different cost-cutting measures. I've taken a look into things I can reduce in order to save this company some money, as well as looked into things my company can buy cheaper somewhere else. Does that mean the contract which had been thrown around once or twice between your company and mine about having the price of our goods slashed by half? That's right! I wanted some help in making sure that the prices of my own company's products weren't getting too high because of you. But it doesn't seem that anyone in your company wants to work with those deals I've proposed. It seemed that in the end, the only person I could really speak eye to eye with would be the CEO, that being you, Drew. Is that so? So, what are your thoughts on it? Are you all right lowering the price of your stuff by half? Wait, if we were to do that for you, then my company would go into the red very quickly. In this day and age, we're already cutting it pretty close in terms of profits, so there's not much else I can do at the moment in terms of lowering our prices. Are you kidding me? Then the only real option I have left is ending my business with you guys. Is that something you'd like to risk having happen? When it comes to you guys, us buying from you makes up close to half of your profits, correct? If you were to lose our business now, would your factory still be able to last in this current market? I'm sorry, but you guys have gotten too expensive for me to work with, so this is an end to our business. Are you sure that's something you want me ending this negotiation with right now? Unlike you guys, my company wouldn't be bothered at all by ending this business with you. Are you aware of that? You're speaking about that option while also understanding the type of product my company produces for you, correct? I'm well aware of what it is. Something that is very important to my company's final product, correct? Well, I just wanted to let you know I've already found a company overseas which is offering that same exact product for a much cheaper price. And they're even offering me a reduced price from their current price if my company is to buy in bulk from them. Now all that's left is to wait and see what your answer is to this, Drew. Is that right? If you found yourself another producer, then that's wonderful for you guys. Huh? I believe I understand what you're wanting to do from here on out, Travis. I'll speak with distribution and let them know that we'll no longer be shipping to you guys. What? We were supposed to be signing a new contract for this business next month anyway, right? Consider this next shipment the final one you'll be receiving from my company then. Huh? Tomorrow, I'll speak with the sales department head and my factory manager and have them meet with your sales team one last time to say goodbye to you all. Thank you and your company for all the support and business you'd given us throughout the years. When you have anything else you'd like to speak with me about, please don't hesitate to text me. Are you seriously saying all of this right now?
Good evening, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have you been doing?
I've been doing great.
Well, that's just wonderful.
You know, I heard about what happened. You were asked by Travis, the CEO for Company D, to cut all of your products' prices in half, right? And you turned him down almost immediately. That would mean that he will no longer be doing business with you come next year, right?
You heard about all of that? Sounds like the man I had in charge of the sales team working with his company had gone through a lot listening to those rather brainless negotiations, and it ended with him having to take a week off to recover. And after he told Travis to go and speak with me about the new offer, Travis began to text me and we spoke about what he had on his mind. There, Travis started to go on about how he wanted our product for half the price and that he found someone overseas who was producing it and selling it cheaper than us. And at the end of his little ramble, I told him that I understood what he was saying and and told him goodbye. Seems that he wasn't really expecting that for an answer, but...
Had the previous CEO still been in charge, none of that crazy conversation and negotiations would have ever happened between us. But with all the drama within the family and the fact that the previous CEO wanted to step down out of nowhere, they had to choose someone to take his chair. And that's when Travis was chosen, and he started to go on this cost-cutting spree, doing everything and anything he can to save an extra penny.
That's what led to so many of the employees within his company stepping down and quitting. And the same can be said for you, Mariah. You're looking for a new company to join, correct?
That's right. But before all of that, I wanted to finish my job here with the sales department and all.
I heard about that and how when both my sales department head and team leader went over to say their farewells today, they both ran into you before leaving the office. Well, things are finished with now regarding Company D, and we can move on and find new customers.
You really did a great job breaking off those relations with Company D then.
I believe so. Never thought things would be so clean at the end between us, though. I have you to thank for all of that, though, because if it wasn't for you telling me to strengthen up when it came my time to talk with him, I probably wouldn't have said no. Just know now that because of the help you've already given me, I might be relying on you a bit more often than normal. Wait, maybe I shouldn't really be saying that. I would like for us to both work together to help one another from here on out.
Of course we can do that. I look forward to working with you more soon.
Yo! We're gonna reopen business with one another again, so you sell me the same product you were before, the same amount and the same price, and I need it here by tomorrow.
Long time no see, Travis. I'm very sorry to have to say this to you, but asking for such an order in such a short amount of time will not be possible for my factory.
Well, ever since you lost us as a customer, you've had a ton of time on your hands, right? You get your third shift teams together right now and have them work their butts off all night to make this order for me. I'm the one offering you the same business back that you were getting months ago from me, so there is no other choice but to say yes to this offer, right?
Actually, my company doesn't really need your worries. My company's now working with a new customer who's taken your place in terms of orders.
What?
If I were to take on your company again, that would be too much for my production lines to have to deal with, and I'd end up having to expand this factory. I'm very sorry that I'm having to say this, but please look for an alternative company for now.
You have a new customer in my place. Does that mean Mariah?
Oh, you happen to know about her and her company then? She happened to work for this company years ago and worked for your company some as well, right? Well, her and I go way back, all the way back to college, where we both studied together. Well, she got back in touch with me again after leaving your company and said that she had a company of her own which she wanted me to sell to. Then after some talks amongst one another, my company was able to make a few different contracts with her, which are currently in use. I'm so thankful for what she's done for us.
That's not what I wanted to hear.
Then what was it you wanted to hear from me?
I'm asking you, please let me buy from your factory again.
Excuse me?
Last month we started to order from that cheaper company overseas, but the final product which my company was ending up with using their stuff was nothing at all like the product we produced while working with you. And other companies who'd been ordering from that cheap overseas factory experienced the same outcomes. When I began to ship all of the newer product out to my customers, a lot of them ended up sending it back to us, stating that they weren't able to use the product we had made them as it was defective. When I finally realized that none of this was working out for the company, a lot of the veteran employees within my company were gone.
So, what I'm getting from that is you and your cost-cutting measures became too intense, and you ended up ruining your own product, which could no longer be used by your customers, and now you have no business.
Hey, come on now, please. If things don't go back to the way they were for me before, my company, it'll...
Asking me for help isn't going to work, though.
I'll do anything for you and your company. I can even start giving you advice on how to make your company as effective as mine.
You'll do anything for me?
I mean, literally anything. Anything you ask of me.
Well, if that happens to be the offer you're making for my product, then I would like that you step down from the position of CEO, and then I'd like for someone with more experience in running a business who has an idea how your company should be working placed in your seat.
What?
I hear that you've not only been losing customers one after another now, but that you've also lost close to 40% of your people in the company, which means you're walking a fine line between staying open and having to shut your doors for good. If you don't start to prepare a new CEO to take your seat and that company from you,
I don't want that at all! Yo, Mariah, you give me back all of my customers and my employees right now. I know damn well that you were the one who hired all of those that left my company, and that you've been doing the same kind of business my company does.
Well, if it isn't the CEO of Company D himself. How's it been going, Travis? Seems that you have a bit of a misunderstanding on your hands there. But I never asked for any of your customers or your employees to leave your company and come over to mine after I myself left your company. They all just happened to lose faith in both the products you began to ship out last month and in you as the CEO of the company that once was seen as a successful business. So don't call them all coming over to my company to buy from me or work from me taking them, because that's not true at all.
Then that's what this is. They're all going to you out of spite for my company and me.
You believe so? Well, thinking of it this way, I never had anything against your company and you until you stepped into the seat of CEO. And that same idea goes for everyone else that's working with and for me now. You see, when you took the chair, the only thing that's been on your mind is cutting cost and making things cheaper.
And that's because?
Remember, I was forced to quit from your company after you started to harass me because I told you your cost-cutting methods were too risky. Let me ask you something. That kind of harassment was pretty dang bad, and I could sue you if you really wanted me to. Would you rather that instead of me just running my own company now where I just so happen to be more successful than you? You really did a lot of things to me, Travis. I was pushed down the stairs by you twice, and 3 times you splashed close to boiling hot water in my face. You would take some of my most important documents and send them through a shredder a couple of times. Plenty of things you did purposefully to me because of my remarks about your methods and proved to me that you didn't want me there anymore. Well, just be aware that I have a lot of evidence from all those things, and I can send them to my lawyer with one click of my finger.
Are you kidding me?
So, are you and I done here?
For Christ's sake!
I'll be turning off my phone now.
Damn it, damn it, damn it, damn it! I really can't catch a break from all of this crap.
Good morning, Drew.
Hello, Mariah. How have things been for you these past couple weeks?
Oh, they've been just splendid for me. Did you hear the news about how Company D ended up going bankrupt?
Oh, that's right. I heard all about it. That all happened a lot faster than I was expecting it to, though.
Well, it had a reason for happening so quickly, right?
Wait, what's that?
It was discovered that Travis had been embezzling some of the company's money.
He was taking the company's money?
Seems that the Internal Affairs Department found that out.
Damn, so he was really asking for hell then, huh?
Now that I think about it, during his time trying to cut all of those costs and everything, plenty of employees like myself had to leave the company. And, well, a lot of people that were helping hide his embezzlement left the company as well under his nose.
I see. Which then means that those who stayed figure out what was going on with him and the company's money and stuck around to gather evidence and such.
Well, when looking at the amount of money he had taken from the company since he had become the new CEO, it's not all that much when speaking about this kind of crime, but that doesn't change the fact that embezzling money is indeed a problem.
How can I say this? I kind of figured he'd do something like that, though. I can totally imagine it happening with him.
Same thing for me, too.
Well, since you and I are both business owners as well, like he was, let's make it our goal to do our best to never let our companies and ourselves turn out the same way Company D did.
Well, of course. I'll do my best.
While during a very tough time for Travis's company, he was finished off by the news of him embezzling money getting out, and so his company went under in an instant, and his wife even divorced him so that she didn't have to share the same name as him anymore. I guess she was serious about not having a part in that family of CEOs anymore either, because she made sure to take all of their kids with her and have their last names changed as well. Of course, that just goes to show how rough this world can be, and that Travis wasn't going to get off easy for what he'd been doing wrong. After the company was no more, those that had known and helped hide the fact that Travis was taking all that money were taken to court, and were all forced to pay a major fine for it. And after those cases were over with, they all left town and moved away to somewhere that they could no longer feel as ashamed as if they stuck around here. In a world where companies like Travis's are quite common, Mariah's and mine have been doing really well doing business together, and we've both had a better year this year in terms of profits than any previous year. That might not mean much for her new company, but for this one that I'm in control of, it makes me feel so great inside. And like always, her and I will continue to have companies that anyone can trust, no matter what the matter is that we're left responsible for. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Alex, hey.
Huh? What do you want, Josie? I'm in the middle of work right now, all right?
Just so happens that I came home a day faster than I was expecting.
What? Well, I never heard anything about that happening.
I'm aware of that. I meant to come home earlier without really telling you anything about it.
Why would you...
Are you not sure what this might all be about right now?
Well,
Well, allow me to explain this to you then. While I was away having my baby and letting my parents see them, I heard some reports from the neighbors here. They told me that while I've been gone, this younger girl who says that she's your little sister has been going over to your house a lot. But they didn't understand how that could be possible since you always told them that you only have brothers. At this point, you're in a position that's going to be very hard for you to get out of, Alex.
What?
Because in order to come home and see if all those things the neighbors had been saying were true, I made sure to come home a day earlier than I had told you while you were at work. And when I arrived here...
If you lay a hand on that girl, I will screw you up!
I'm not going to do anything to her. I only just walked into the house a second ago and heard her slam the door to the bathroom upstairs shut before she got into it.
You better not! All right, well, now that you've seen what's going on, you need to get out of my house!
Huh? I'm the one that has to go?
My house is now meant for my girlfriend and I to live in. And soon I'd like to start making some babies with her, which means we have to have the place all to ourselves.
Wait. I think you're a bit mistaken there, though, because this place is my house, not yours.
But while you were away with the baby staying at your parents' house, she moved in with me and has been living there now. And as the breadwinner of the house, I'm wanting for her to live together with me for good. In other words, that house has now become mine and my girlfriend's house. And you'll have to take all your things and go somewhere else.
Oh, come on. Did you not just hear me say that the house is my house?
I'm asking you to please get out of there already.
Even though I'm telling you that this place is mine?
Then let's get a divorce.
But it hasn't even been 2 months since we had our baby.
I promise to pay you both child support and a settlement over this, so please, just divorce me and go. In a few days we can talk about all of this in more depth, but for right now, could you please just leave? I'm sorry, but all you're doing now is getting in the way of my love life with my girlfriend.
I see. Sorry for being such a nuisance.
Thank you so much for listening to me and understanding that. I'll make sure that any of your things that you leave in the house will be sent to your parents' place in the next few days. From now on, I don't want you coming back out to my house anymore.
Well, it's not like your girlfriend is making any efforts to get out of the bathtub for me. So for today, I'll back down and go find somewhere else to spend the night. However, you are aware that this house is under my name, meaning that it is owned by me, right?
What?
I'll be seeing you tomorrow, Alex.
Yo, Josie, it's one thing to ask for a settlement and all that crap from me, but now you're asking me to pay child support as well? What the hell are you thinking?
Excuse me? Didn't you just say the other day that you would be willing to pay me both a settlement and child support for having that affair and letting your girlfriend move into my house?
I never said that!
Alex, I literally just scrolled up to the text you sent me saying that and can reply to it right now so that you can see it too.
Well, I didn't think I'd actually have to pay something like that, though.
The one that got me pregnant was you, Alex, and as the father, you're going to take some responsibility for their needs by paying child support.
I had only seen them a few times, though, after you gave birth to them, and that was it, because you ran off to your parents' house for a few weeks. So you're asking me to pay for that? If you're going to be taking full custody of them in the divorce, what makes you think that I want to pay for something that I'm not even going to have a say in?
Listen, Alex, the reason you're going to have to pay child support is because you won't have a say in their life, because you did something that no family would ever want, and that's having an affair.
Huh?
If the mother takes full custody of the child in the divorce, that means the father has to step in and pay child support as a means of making sure the child is still okay. That's how this system works, all right.
What?
If you're going to have such a fit over this, then you go and talk with your mother about what's happening here. Seems your father, her husband, did the exact same thing to your mother as you've done to me, and that's why your parents got a divorce and your mother had to take you. And she told me that he paid child support to her until you turned 18, just like you'll be doing for our baby.
Are you kidding me? Is that something I have to pay you 100%?
Of course.
With something like this, is it possible for me to pay with a credit card every month so that I don't have to take all the money out of my debit account? Adding in the settlement I already have to pay you, it's going to be close to $100,000 this year alone.
If you're wanting to know how to handle all of this, go and have that conversation with your mother.
What?
I was told by her that the best way to handle all of this is to have my cheating husband pay everything off in one lump payment, because if not, he might try and run away and never pay anything else to me again.
Does that mean my mom was going on about something that will most definitely put her own son into debt?
That's what she meant. When I went and spoke with your mother about how you had an affair, she was in disbelief that you turned out the same way as your good-for-nothing father, and she began to cry.
When did you even have a chance to talk with my mom anyway? Yo! As for all that money you were asking me for, I made sure to pay it all off in one lump payment.
Oh, great. I got a call from my lawyer about that, actually.
I'm betting you didn't think I could get all of this money to you so quickly, right?
Well, I guess I didn't. I had heard that you'd be paying for your girlfriend's settlement as well, which made me think that that would be pretty much impossible for someone like you to handle.
Well, as you can see, that wasn't that impossible for me at all. Sure, I had to get into some debt for a little bit there in order to do so, but I figured out a way to get all that money paid off in an instant. Would you like me to tell you how I'm getting all this money?
There's no point in me really being interested in that, to be honest with you.
What the hell? You're not even a little bit interested?
That's right. Not interested at all.
What the hell, Josie? You really are the most boring woman ever, aren't you?
So sorry for being more boring than that young girl you let take my place. Now, I have a customer coming here shortly, so I have to go.
Hey, wait! Jeez, not even gonna thank me for the freaking money now? Yo, Josie! Why the hell do the both of us have to get out of this house now?
If you don't get out of there really soon here, then I'm going to have to take drastic measures with the both of you, and you're not going to like that one bit.
Listen to what I'm asking! Why the hell do we both have to leave this house? Isn't it screwed up that the breadwinner has to leave his house?
Sure it is. But like I was saying a while back, since I'm the one who owns that house and am asking two squatters to leave it, there are no legal problems with any of what I'm doing, and why those documents you've received are very much real.
Why the hell would you be the owner of this place when we're divorced now?
So you really don't have any memory of the past? The fact that you could even forget something as simple as that is what's unbelievable to me.
What the hell are you going on about?
That house is the house I received from my late grandpa when I was still single and hadn't met you yet.
What?
I told you when you moved into it with me that it was my house as well.
Huh? Huh?
Originally, the place was my dad's house, but he didn't really want it anymore after my grandpa was gone, and so before you and I tied the knot, he gave it to me as a gift. Of course, the place was old at the time, and so before we had our wedding and everything, my family made sure to have the place remodeled a bit, like the front of the house and such.
Now that you mention it, that stuff was all happening.
And that is why, since we are now divorced, you're the ones who have to leave that house.
I never thought that you would become the owner of this house, though. I was totally convinced that because I was the breadwinner, this place had become my house.
Well, if you get that I'm the owner of that house now, you get your crap together and get out of there, please.
Do we really have to leave this house no matter what?
I plan to start leasing that house out to someone soon, so you need to be out of there by the end of this month at the latest. I need to have the place cleaned by a professional crew and all, so I really do need you both out of there pronto, so hurry it up.
Are you kidding me? Josie?
What is it now, man? By the way, didn't I tell you that I don't want you talking to me anymore, but to my lawyer about all this stuff?
Give me back that money.
Huh?
Well, about the, that money I was talking about before that I was getting? Well, it's no longer there. Or rather, I let it get away from me. So, I was hoping that you could give all of that money I gave to you back, and then I could start to pay you monthly with it over time. You know what I'm trying to say?
Before we start talking about anything else, the money you were talking about the other day that you paid me with in one go was all borrowed money, right?
Right.
And you were going on about how you knew this was the way to get all the money back in order to pay off that borrowed money you took out, right?
Is that what I was saying?
Tell me, where exactly did you think you'd be getting any money from in order to pay off your debts?
I planned to sell the house.
The house? As in my house?
I thought that the place was mine at the time, but then you said it was under your name, so yes, your house.
Are you kidding me?
I went to a friend of mine who happens to be a realtor and asked him to take a look at the house and give me an estimate for it, and he said at the very least the place could sell for around $120,000. That's when I felt this huge burst of relief, thinking I'd have a way to pay off all the debt I'd be getting into. But in the end, I had no right to sell the house.
Are you insane, Alex?
What?
You are so stupid. That is the only word I could think of for you was that.
Yo, you shut the hell up, Josie!
Oh, and as for the settlement and the child support, you're not getting any of it back.
What?
And I never said anything about you being allowed to pay me little by little, did I?
No way, Josie!
Then how the hell am I gonna be able to pay off this debt I'm in now? The man I borrowed it all from isn't the kind of person who'll sit around waiting all day for that money.
How about you stop talking to me about that, please? I had a right to getting all this money from you, and that's why I did it. As for how you got all that money and how to pay it off, that's all up to you to take care of now, right?
Please don't say things like that and help me.
And for starters, you asking me back for all the money you had to pay me for everything you've done wrong to me now goes to show that you have not reflected at all on what you've done.
Wait, what I'm saying is that if you give me that money back right now, I'll figure out a way to pay you over time.
I can't trust you anymore, and that's why you're not being given that option. And the fact that you're asking for all the money you gave me back now is only making it more and more difficult for me to trust what you're saying.
What?
Thank God I chose to get all of this money from you in that lump payment.
No way! I'm in debt $100,000 to some loan shark now!
My baby is starting to wake up and cry now, so goodbye.
What the hell is gonna happen to me after all of this?
My girlfriend's gone and left me now. After she found out about how much debt I've gotten into, she went and left me. And my mom is telling me she's cutting ties now. I'm all alone now.
Jesus frickin' Christ. Why do you keep talking to me about it? Just get the hell out of my house already before I call the police on you. I told you to get out of there by the end of the month at the latest, and there are only 2 days left for you before I send them over.
Hey, Josie, how about you and I start living in this house together again?
Are you frickin' serious?
If we can do that, then I can work like I've always been and use that money to take care of you and the baby. And if you take your paid time off from your job some more, then we could use that money to help pay off my debt while you stay home and care for the little rascal. Then it would be no time before the debt is paid off and we no longer have to worry about it, right? Hey, doesn't this sound like the perfect plan for everyone involved here?
Shut the hell up already! In the past, people always talked about how even monkeys were able to reflect on the wrongs they've done and changed their ways. But being asked now by someone who can't even do what monkeys can to get back together, no way, no!
No way, Josie! How could you? You and I are a couple who only had our first baby a couple of months ago, right? In other words, as long as I change a bit and do my best to take care of you both, we don't have to talk about this anymore, right? Then you won't have to make such a big deal about things like the settlement and child support, and I'll have my debt paid off. So please, Josie, will you get back together with me? And then help me figure out some way to take care of this debt I'm in? Now that I think about it, where have you moved away to, Josie? I went to your parents' place the other day asking about you, and your mom told me that you'd moved away before slamming the door in my face. They left soon after that, and now the house is empty. If you tell me where you're living right now, I can be there within a day. Wait, what? None of these messages are being read anymore? Josie?
That day, I finally decided it was time to block Alex. And like my lawyer had said to me for a while, there was no reason not to since I'd already gotten everything I needed out of the guy. He was never able to find me again either after that, and so I was able to finally have some peace and quiet, knowing that I could finally move on with my life. I only learned about this a bit after, but it sounds like Alex had quit his job at the company and no longer had any way of making the money that he needed for his debt. It turns out that the girl he cheated on me with was the daughter of one of the chairmen for the company. In order to avoid any more issues from someone like Alex, the company told him he'd be fired soon after the investigation into him was finished, and he quit before they could finish. It turns out that the girl was also disowned by her parents and was now out on the streets herself. She's apparently started to work at a strip club now as a hostess and will most likely stay there for the rest of her life, because she never went to college and never gained any other work experience prior to this. The last thing I heard about her was that she had only just turned 20 when she began to go out with Alex, which would mean they had a 10-year difference from one another. So it really does make sense that her father wanted Alex gone and wanted to cut ties to her as well, because that would be a very unfortunate story to have to be connected to. When it comes to the debt that Alex had gotten himself into, a group of men, all in black tracksuits, came and encircled him and took him away in their truck, and he was never heard from again. That all happened after he had not paid a single penny to the loan shark by the end of the month. And to be honest, I think he's as good as dead now. And with that, I was now officially a single mother who no longer had any man to rely on for help. But of course, that's no problem for me at all, because I luckily have both of my parents to help me out, as well as Alex's mother, who comes out from time to help with the baby. To be honest, I find this outcome a lot better than whatever could have happened had Alex stayed my husband and my baby's father. I'm really thankful for all the people who are stepping in to help me with this change in my life, and I promise them all that I'll do my best to become a great mother. Thank you for watching and listening. We hope you enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe. Also, feel free to leave a comment about what you thought of the story. We look forward to seeing you at the next story.
Thank you for watching. Please subscribe and hit the like button. See you next time.